What's up, guys? Welcome back into the YouTube channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping in. So we are up in the shop today, going to be talking about a new build on the channel. But before we talk about it, I want to kind of explain everything. So this new build, it's a newer truck. It's a 2013. I had to sell a couple of vehicles to go and get this because honestly, I'm never going to be able to probably fully excuse me, dedicate myself to each one of these builds if I have 10 different vehicles. So that being, I had to let go of, well, my daily driver. I bought my grandma's 2002 GMC Envoy. I sold it, and then I also sold my 1986 6.2. Yes, you heard that right. The OG truck that kind of got the YouTube channel, I decided to part ways with it. It was just one of those, I didn't really have the time to do that build like I wanted. It was going to need floor pans, rockers, cab corners, basically a full restoration. I sold the 6.2s. I was going to do a 12 valve swap, and to do that build right, I was going to have to take the cab off the chassis. And I didn't have that time, especially having my 79 square body, and that truck has more sentimental value to me than what the 86 did, just because the 79 has been in the family since new. My uncle ordered that truck, and it was kind of his service truck at his farm dealership, all that type of stuff. So I have more sentimental value to that square body than what I did my 86. So we kind of had to let some stuff go, but we still have the 98 Doc Holiday. We have the 79, and then now the new truck. But enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and jump on in, and I will show you exactly what we have. Alrighty, guys, so here's the new build. Don't mind the wife and son over there. But here it is. It's a 2013 GMC Denali. It is the 2500 HD. So we went ahead and picked this up about 2 weeks ago. I just wanted something a little more reliable, obviously with the hay farm and stuff, hauling the Gooseneck, hauling our new car trailer with hay and stuff. Doc Holiday, the fuel mileage just wasn't there. I was getting 4.5 to 5.5 hauling, and that was not it. So we went out and picked up this, it being the 6.6 Duramax. Obviously, we're going to be doing some upgrades today, which we will talk about. But I went ahead and tossed some new front brakes on it, as you guys can tell, because, well, these brakes, the rotors here got some nice grooves cut in, and, well, the front pads, they just were not existent. So threw those on. That helped it. I got new front shocks coming. We'll probably upgrade a lot of the front components later on down the road, doing tie rods, all that type of stuff, just making sure this thing is nice, beefy, and reliable. It's already been tuned, deleted, 5-inch exhaust all the way out the back. I did a 5 to 6-inch tip. But today's video, we are going to be throwing in a Rudy's diesel cold air intake, which is right there in that box. And then also we are going to be doing the Extra G CP4 disaster prevention. And that's what this part is. It's a new metering valve with a better screen on the end, which sits right down kind of in the front. We'll be removing the AC compressor here, 3 bolts, swing it out of the way, kind of get down in there and get this changed. Down the road, we will be doing a fast 165. I already purchased it. Wheels, tires. We'll be doing a complete 3M, 3-stage kind of polishing buff job on this. It's got its dings and dents. It's got a dent up in here. It's got a dent down there. It's got some paint flaws and stuff. A little bit of paint missing there. But it's a truck. I bought it to use, to work. Like I said, I'll be hauling hay. The guy threw in a new Kurt gooseneck system, so we'll be throwing that in. And then, like I said, we're going to be just doing some different upgrades down the road. Inside is fairly clean. It's got its typical dash crack like all these GM 07 to 13 trucks have. So we'll probably be addressing this and then throwing a dash pad on. And then we'll be doing a new head unit. But other than that, like I said, fully loaded, sunroof, power seats, Obviously, Bub already likes the truck. But yeah, like I said, today's video, we're going to be addressing some under the hood upgrades. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tools, get everything stripped down, and get this box all taken out. Transfer some of our electrical components from here over to that piping kit, and then be swinging all this stuff out of the way to get down to that CP4. Quick update, so we got the new piping installed, our sensors swapped, the boots on, and then our brace down here. So they give you a new bolt that is a 10 mil, and then the top of the bracket where it screws into the actual pipe is a 12, and then everything else, these clamps up here are 7 or a flathead screwdriver. So we got all those tightened down. The filter wrap is on the filter. I'm gonna go ahead and slip this on and then get it tightened down, and that should be it for our Rudy's S&B filter install, and then we'll move on to the CP4. So everything's pretty self-explanatory up through here, guys. They give you new hardware for your sensors. Obviously, they supply the clamps for the rubber boot, the clamp here for the filter. You guys, I think I've been working on this for maybe 30 minutes, and that's pulling the old box out and swapping everything over. So I'd say if you guys got an hour, you can have this done. I might, while I'm down here, I might kind of scuff this and shoot a little black paint in there just to touch everything up. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw that filter on and get all this buttoned back up. All right, so compressor's out of the way, took the top hat off, and I'm gonna kind of show you we did. Obviously had to loosen up the belt tensioner and all that. So we're gonna be right down, if you guys can see it, right down in the valley here. Hopefully you guys can see if I can get the camera to focus. There we go. But that's where we're working. I end up having to take an extension with my Torx bit there. And then what I used after I got everything loosened up is a magnet to grab the 2 little screws that come out. So here is a comparison. Here's the factory Bosch. And then here is the Extra G disaster valve. So I don't remember what the exact numbers are, but obviously you can kind of see some debris on there. That is not good. You don't want that running through all your injectors and stuff. So that's why we're doing this over here. I don't know if the factory is like 100 micron screen, and this one I think is a 20 micron. So obviously the lower the number, the higher filtration, how do I want to word it? The better the filtration and the screening is. So the more it will catch, if that makes sense. So this is like a 20 micron. So it means those little particles in that screen are a lot smaller. So it's going to catch more debris versus this 100 micron or whatever it may be. So we're going to go ahead and get it put back down in there. Before I unplugged and did all this, I took the air gun, blew all that stuff out, make sure there was no debris. So now we're gonna go ahead and pop this back in, put our 2 screws, and then get everything buttoned back up. There it is, all buttoned up. Cold air intake is all nice and tight. We got everything put back together. So just a quick rundown, like I said, you'll wanna take 1, 2, and then 3 for your compressor out, lay it to the side. I end up taking the AC valve off here. It's just 1 bolt right there. You can kind of swing it out of the way. And then this little piece right there, it snaps out of that clip. And then I took that clip out. There's a bolt underneath, and you can get right down to it. I end up having the new metering valve, one bolt go in between the lines here, and then the other kind of got to go down the backside back here. But like I said, I took this off just to kind of give me a little bit more working area. But we're gonna go ahead and turn the key a few times, let the fuel pump do its thing, prime itself, and then we'll fire this thing up. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick my tools up, cycle the key a few times, fire this bad boy up, and see what she sounds like. All the way back. So we're good. Got everything buttoned up here. I'm gonna let it idle here, kind of push some fuel through it, and then we'll probably take it for a quick spin down the road. But like I said, the next upgrade we will be doing, I got a fast 165, which we will be getting mounted right back here, somewhere along there, wherever it fits on the frame, just to help push that fuel up to that CP4 pump. I am gonna fix this real quick, probably throw some zip ties around that and get that held back up and trim it a little bit, because running 35, she definitely rubs a little bit. But yeah, guys, like I said, we're gonna be doing wheels, tires. I might pull that lower valance off, paint match it to the truck, maybe throw some lights in it. We're gonna be doing the new style tow mirrors, like what's on Doc Holliday with the turn signal and all that. I gotta fix this door handle back here, the typical GM where it pulled the stud out. So I got a new one, I just gotta get it replaced. Touch up a little bit of paint down there. I'm gonna pull these off, probably repaint the tailgate at some point. New tail lights, third brake light, all that fun stuff. So be sure to smash that subscribe button. Stay tuned for all the upcoming joys of working on this truck. Anyway, guys, remember, learning as I do, doing I love. I'm the GM man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.